comingsoon.net. This comes to us from Coming Soon. It says Robert Rodriguez says that Alita Battle Angel 2 could happen on Disney Plus. It says in a recent interview with Forbes, director Robert Rodriguez revealed he thinks Alita Battle Angel 2 could happen at Disney Plus, which is clearly good news for fans of the underappreciated James Cameron produced sci-fi action film. This is what Robert Rodriguez says. He says, I think anything is possible. Disney brought Fox and they have Disney Plus. So that is worth the conversation. I know other people would love to see another, and I would love to do another one. As far as where it would go or how it would be made, I think streaming has opened up many opportunities such as sequels. It's already a pre-sold concept. It's already got a built-in audience that wants to see it, and it's delivered to them in a way that's the easiest for them to consume. So it's not a bad idea, according to Robert Rodriguez. So Robert does bring up some good points. You know, we have really talked about here on Aplus Hero Report just how streaming is going to affect the movie industry moving forward in regards to maybe some content and new movies that certainly want to go ahead and be made. So I'm glad that Robert Rodriguez brings that up, that now that we have Disney Plus and these streaming services as additional options to put some of these films on, like we just talked about with Walter Hamada, right? The riskier films that you're worried about, you have a streaming service now where you can put them on. He also makes a great point that it does have a fan base already, right? So there are people that are already sold on this particular movie. You don't have to necessarily put it out into movie theaters and worry about it, you know, bombing at the box office, especially if you have other movies that you're doing that's financially making you plenty of money. You could use that money towards going to make another Alita sequel if you certainly wanted to. So I do feel like the possibilities are probably there more than it's ever been, honestly. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed and hoping that we do get ourselves an Alita Battle Angel 2, especially from Robert Rodriguez. I mean, I feel like the guy has a fantastic filmography. He just went ahead and tackled Boba Fett. I think he is supposed to be an executive producer on the Boba Fett spinoff series as well. So this guy certainly knows what he's doing. So let me pass this over to you guys. Let me go over to you first, Indy. Have you checked out the first Alita Battle Angel movie? And if so, what do you think about Robert Rodriguez's chances on us getting a second one? Do you think it's a possibility?
Not only did I check out the movie day and date when it was released in theaters, I'm also a huge fan of the manga by Yukito Kishiro that he did. So I was already aware when the movie hit, it was something that I wanted to check out. Even they had like a 1990 series that was like an animated, you know what I'm saying, series, and then they had like a movie in like I think 93 they did like an adaptation of it. So I was already on it, and I was totally impressed by, you know what I'm saying, the translation of it to film and the way it was done. So I was happy for it. And it was something that I touted as being a movie that didn't get enough recognition, especially in the superhero based everything that was out. Because I think like Captain Marvel or something was out, you know what I'm saying? Like
around that same time.
And it didn't get enough acclaim for everything that it was. And I am 110% for part 2. And if it was and it would be smart of Disney to do something like that and then release it on their platform, because why would you let the competition have something like that? As I feel like Disney should make a push for more anime centric, or, you know what I'm saying, anime related stuff or manga related stuff to start off with.
I would think that would be really cool too. And yeah, I would love to see Disney kind of tap into that a little bit. And you going back to the idea of the manga for it, there's plenty of stories certainly still to be told for this, right? Like you definitely get the idea that once Alita Battle Angel ends, that there is still an unfinished business, if you will, or a huge story that they still have to tell in a sequel. So I'm really hoping that James Cameron and them have something really kind of put together, because I do think I do think Disney Plus is a great opportunity for them, and I like that idea, Indy. I really would like to see them tackle some other past mangas or anime and kind of adapt them for Disney Plus. I think that would be really cool if they have their own niche, if you will, when it comes comes to that. But what do you think, Stuart? Have you checked out the first Alita? And if so, how do you like the idea of maybe a sequel possibly coming to Disney Plus at some point in time?
I don't like the idea of it going to Disney Plus. I would want this type of a sequel to be in theaters. I think with that kind of production that you're putting on it, it needs to be seen on the big screen. I honestly,
It did look great on the big screen.
yeah, I honestly didn't see the first one in theaters, and it's one of my biggest regrets because that was definitely a movie. Like after watching it, finally, I'm like, hey, this isn't bad. If only I'd like gotten to see these amazing looking sets and action scenes, like on a big television or on a big theater screen and everything. So I think it going to Disney Plus is a terrible idea, but I think the idea of them continuing the Alita series would be a very smart idea. Like Indy was saying, like not only so like Disney can start producing like more, not only so they can like kind of prove that they can start producing more live action anime movies and have them be good, but also because they're going to, my prediction is pretty soon they're going to be having some competition with Sony, who already has like the licensing to do a lot of anime movies, and I feel like that's going to be playing out sometime in the near future. So this would be a good way for Disney to get ahead of the game, essentially, to show, hey, we already started the trend of good live action animes, even though technically this was a Fox film. We now own the first good live action American made anime.
That's right, because Sony did purchase Funimation, right?
No, they
Or
own
Crunchyroll?
Funimation. They own Funimation already. They just purchased Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll.
Like, I think it was like either 2.1 or 1.2. I might have the numbers for $1 billion.
Okay, yeah. So maybe Disney does have to start kind of getting a foothold in that realm, because I could easily see Sony trying to adapt some of these into some either live action or big CGI fests a little bit. Like that's one thing I absolutely loved Alita Battle Angel for. First off, the performances were absolutely great. Rose Salazar did an incredible job, I thought, as Alita. But then you had Christopher. Oh my goodness, Christoph Waltz, who played the scientist, her father, if you will, in the movie. Also, just incredible talent that they had all around. Mahershala Ali was in it. Also, I didn't expect. I honestly forgot that he was in the film until I saw him. So a really great casting, really great storyline. Honestly, if you haven't checked out Alita, please go ahead and do so. I know that there are some. They even have like a hashtag Alita Army out there on Twitter that have been pushing for this, like to release the Snyder Cut. All these fandoms have their own hashtag now at this point in time, but they've definitely have been hitting me up when I announced, when I wind up posting this, and anytime I post anything Alita related. So there really is a huge following here. Like for me, I love the idea of it being on Disney Plus. I know it's not for everybody, but I still think that, especially a film that, especially if it didn't do that well in the box office the first time around, but that there's a following to see it again, I do think Disney Plus would be a safe place to put it at. I mean, especially if it's going to help your subscriber base, if you will, continue to grow, why not go ahead and do something along those lines? But just my thought. But I get some people that don't want to see it on the small screen, because it did do fantastically well when I saw it on the big screen. I thought it translated beautifully, honestly.
Yeah, we got Dino Knights here just saying something. That's kind of, he said Disney Plus is overrated.
I'm gonna agree with him right now, though. I don't want to say overrated, but I mean, is it overrated? I mean, I feel like it kind of is as of right now. Like for me, it's probably in my top 3, maybe my top 4, but I wouldn't put, I feel like, I know it's got The Mandalorian there and a bunch of Marvel stuff, don't get me wrong. But for me, my top 3 right now is Netflix, HBO Max, and then maybe Disney Plus. I was trying to think if I use any other streaming app right now, and I really don't. So Disney Plus is probably in my 3.
I got a reverse thought about this, and this is because a lot of the stuff that I grew up on, Tailspin, Chip and Dale, Darkwing Duck, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff that I'm going back and I'm revisiting, there was no way for me to be able to watch that before, you know what I'm saying, and having it on here. And then when I choose my rankings, I go by the amount of content I'm getting for the price.
I get you.
So you know what I'm saying? Like I can't call it overrating. Like if that's the case for me, then what I'm paying for Netflix is a little over. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff starts feeling like it's overrated when I'm paying for less.
Yeah, no, I definitely engage. And I also think it's also just depends on what we want out of our streaming services, right? Like
Yeah.
for me, I'm a huge fan of original content. Like I want to see new stuff all the time. So it's like that's why I probably lean heavily on Netflix. HBO Max, I feel like has a brand new original series like every week or every several weeks afterwards. They wind up having something new. Whereas Disney Plus, as of right now, hey, The Mandalorian is pretty much all I got as of right now. So I'm more of an original content type of guy when it comes to my streaming service. So that's probably why I have it up there. But if you're like a library type of person, if you love just how much content is on something, then yeah, I mean, I'm not fronting on Disney Plus because they have a ton of great content, but it's just stuff that I've seen before. Like I like that constant push of original stuff. So I totally get where you're coming from, Indy, for sure.
Yeah. Plus, I watched Soul.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's right. They did drop Soul too.
Yeah.
But guys, listen, we want to know your thoughts in regards to this. Alita Battle Angel. Robert Rodriguez says he would love to be able to do a second one for Disney Plus. Would you like to see a second one? Do you like the idea of it going to Disney Plus? Definitely go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the live chat or the comment section box below, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Indy?
Lots of stuff on it. I'm kidding here. A Plus always talks about Disney Plus, so they make it overrated.
Hey, some of the stuff we talk about comes from Disney Plus. We can't help it. We got a bunch of Marvel shows that are going to be coming on here soon, So if we didn't talk about Disney Plus, I think we would be doing it a disservice, man. We're trying to make sure that you guys are caught up with everything we got coming. Disney Plus has got coming on, So all right. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and move on. We got